No, yeah, we're setting a PR here for my tenure, but it's really just unknowns because for us we're orchestrating 2 walkthroughs today. That's where my mind's been wrapped up. I know there's a lot of people really, really pushing themselves in terms of rehab, and there's a lot of people that really, really want to go work the taste out of their mouth this week. And, there is a lot of question marks. The one thing I am not questioning is the gusto with which whoever is playing on Sunday will be providing. So we have a very focused team on the New York Jets, and there's a lot of moving parts, but we'll be able to handle it. I don't know. I mean, honestly, you're talking about today. For today, today was Monday, Wednesday, and now Thursday in NFL terms. So it's hard to say on a short week approaching a walkthrough. There'll be a good amount of guys that will be walking through that may not have been able to practice. I probably, if it would have been a full week, I probably would have done a walkthrough on Wednesday anyway. It's kind of that stage of the season, and when you play with effort and strain, like our guys do, that comes at a cost, so you have to balance it out. But I'm hard pressed to even say. Literally, I'm a terrible person to ask right now because I've been focused on getting guys who are possibly available for the game, and that I know are available for the game, the resources necessary to be prepared to play this one. There's there's a lot of due diligence amongst our really our pro staff. On top of that, with the coaches, just personnel and coaches working together, you come up with a list. You make sure that you resource all of your league-wide connections who have experience, just to understand the human being that you're dealing with. We have pro scouts that write reports on everyone and have opinions, and then you orchestrate a workout, and then put your heads together, and it's that's kind of that's not the first time, I think, in my career that's happened, especially late in the season. This is kind of commonplace. Just it's a unique position, sort of, but you just do. That's what all of us get paid to do, is handle scenarios like this. I'm focused on what needs to be done, not what's happening necessarily. So, it's just another thing to try to, you get an opportunity to see how efficiently you can coach, get guys up to speed. It takes all the coaches. It takes the players. They're going to have to spend some time working with the quarterbacks for sure, and getting up to speed. So it's a diligent process, and we just like to keep you on your toes. Didn't see that one coming, did you? It wasn't flagged. It's football. I think guys do anything they can to try to tackle Tyreek because he's hard to tackle, and it was one of those unfortunate things that I didn't even really, again, it's opportunity cost. So if I'm assessing how he was tackled and whether or not that was legal, even though it wasn't flagged, so therefore it was legal, so that's time that I'm not, combing the last 5 years of centers. So that I think, it was unfortunate. He's, his mind he's at such a great spot that I don't think he's doing everything he can, knowing that, he's going to take care of what's in his hands. But we're going to, he's such an important part of our team that we're going to make sure that, when he's on the field, he's not at risk of further injuring himself. So, if it's a situation where he can get to a point where he's doesn't have to worry about making something worse. Football's football, so you can always, anything can happen. But in terms of, outside of the normal or the normal orchestra, if he gets tackled in whatever fair or unfair way that he was tackled on, again, he knows he's always at risk of that. But we're just gonna be prudent and smart with him. And he's a competitor, and he's a captain of this team, and he very much wants to dictate the terms. So, but he's in a good place where he's not going to do it at the cost of further progression of injury. So, happy where he's at. It just depends on the defense, but for the most part, that how does someone, if all 11 defenders are aware of where he's at on every snap, that's what happens. So whether or not the calls change or not, you just have a huge impact on the game when he has the ball and when he doesn't. It's very, very much like any one of the best players in the league. Nothing to do with anybody else. We have a lot of capable playmakers, a lot of really talented people on the team, but everybody knows that there's someone that you can't exactly replicate anywhere, let alone on this team. So he's a special player for us, and that he'll always have an impact on the game, even when he's not catching the ball or doing those things. Just by his presence out there, you have to count for him, or he takes it personal when people don't. I think it was awesome just to be around the guy. He's a magnetic personality that he had a lot of teammates that were pumped to see him. And he's Melvin Ingram. He's still it's what I would expect. I wouldn't shortchange him and go 0 to 60. We're going to take it day by day, but the workout was what we needed to see, which is why he's here. But then a workout's far different from a game, and we kind of put it on our shoulders not to put him out there until he can represent the whole reason he is who he is. So what timetable that is, we first have to have a practice. I'm pretty sure he won't get overly exerted today in a walkthrough. At least we hope. But then we'll get our first piece of information tomorrow. And I think he's excited to be here. We're excited to have him. I think his style of play very much fits how we as a defense really approach that position. And he's a feel fortunate to add him at this point. Well, is that's one of the I get. I'm not sure if it's a silver lining or the positive part of going through stuff together as a team. Listen, any team that does anything worth anything goes through stuff together. It's like a family. Like you, I would imagine siblings fight, and when you get through it, you are stronger. Well, that was a fight for us, really, for all three phases. In terms of emotional, like we put a lot into it and we didn't get the results at all. I very much am a person that looks at intent. I try to communicate as best I can throughout the season. I'm very aware of our defensive coordinator is one of, if not the best defensive play callers that I've ever been around. You talk about timeliness of certain calls. You talk about being on, because your job is to prepare players and put them in the best position to succeed. And so within that, knowing the scheme and then knowing the offense, each and every week, the last person I'm worried about doing everything they can for the team is Vic Fangio. So with that, we're teammates. So there was no projection on towards him. We talked through what we saw, why stuff happened, so that we can coach our players, so that you learn from it. You have the choice of if something. You have the choice of however you handle anything, and that can be a great experience for a team if approached the right way. So that's where our mind's been at, and that really that happens. You approach your team and make sure that you guys are all really taking in that pain the correct and appropriate way, and then we've moved on to the New York Jets, because you can't. At this point on this day, if we would have won by 40 or lost by 40, what does that have to do with today? I know there's a lot of feelings, as there should be, because people are invested, whether you're on the team or you're a fan of it. But the bottom line is that we are constantly looking at what we're doing today for the next game, and we can't live in last game, whether we won 70-20 or lost 28-27. Really the same rep for us, and I think the whole building feels the same, and we're at Carpe Diem on this. What is today? Thursday? I guess, maybe. Yeah, no. It's all about. I just don't like doing things half-hearted. So, like I alluded to, we probably on a normal week would have walked through our first practice of the week. So what does that mean? That means what is a walkthrough to our team? A walkthrough to our team is a challenge, because we have so many competitors that love competing. But then when you tell competitors that now the competition is focusing on the mundane details that go further than your opponent will. That's kind of the idea. So, and collectively, guys holding each other accountable to that. So you can walk through with purpose. There's opportunities to communicate, to align, all things that sound like coach speak, but are like show up as the difference in winning and losing every week. So there's stuff to you can save your body and get more prepared for the game. We had the same experience. The schedule is very much similar for us as the last time we played the Jets. And no one cares on Sunday. Absolutely no one cares. If you're tired, if work was hard, like what, like so. And I think our guys are clear on that. And, we're very fortunate to have the opportunity to have a game to play each and every week. And especially after things, there was some hard lessons to learn. Well, that's why you just focus on the Jets, and it's been really about the New York Football Jets all day. Well, if you look at the replays, I generally you're hard pressed, and I think you guys have seen it even closer because I'm mic'd up every day of my life now. But I'm pretty composed generally, and if you watch the replay of it, myself and Coach Bevel were almost in the locker room after it, so I lost my mind, and it was as a result of a team experience where I'm looking at it the same way that Coach Bevel is, the same way that Tua is, where I'm thinking that I just called 2 consecutive interception plays that I know Tua is very capable of making unbelievable plays, so call a better play. Tua's thinking that. Coach Bevel's thinking that. So there was a lot of emotion there because of the timing of it. Now, what was cool was on the sidelines, the energy was, no one called it, but it was abnormally intense. You could feel the momentum. The player that caught the ball had purpose, and you could see, it's you only get those type of plays when that happens and there's no hesitation, no high-fiving. There was a mentality specifically of Christian Wilkins at the point of attack. I think Bradley Chubb and Jerome Baker. So all of those things, capture a moment that it's Javon's play, but it was all of our experience, and it's all of our play in that way. It was that was a cool momentum turn that I'm counting on every week. Not really. Well, I think the difference is the reps, and they've Javon and those two, they've had a great season working together. So anytime you have those processes kind of interrupted, there's communication. There's don't get it twisted that it was not their fault that we gave up a lot of yards. Really, from my vantage point, we've moved on because understanding when you watch the tape, there was a lot of really good play in the course of the game by all those players, and then there wasn't. And then we press forward to the New York Jets, which is where I'm at, and the rest of the team is at right now.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.